She's Trixie, I'm Sarah, and this is our yarn world, the place where we come to share the love of yarn crafts and all that it gives us and all that we hope it gives you. We are excited today as we have a bit of a haul included in this and a lot of projects to share with you. We hope that you're ready to have a good time as we're just we just literally got here and we just were like, oh, let's hurry up and grab the camera and get this done because yeah, my son is awake today.
Yeah, he slept in the car while we were doing our errands.
Yeah,
so
we gave him Cocomelon and Cheetos, so if you hear anything in the background, that's him on the couch. So
yeah,
just letting you know, we might have a visitor during this time. So without further ado, I know Mom, you're excited to show this one off.
Right. Yeah, the Afghan from last week and the one that I'm going to show you are for two sisters of my best friend. And they don't know it yet, but that's what I'm planning to do. And this one is all pastels. Pastel scrappy goodness.
So it looks like Easter threw up. Not that that's a bad thing.
That's what she keeps saying about this one. But it's just all the different pastel colors. Kind of reminds me of the wildflower blanket. I'm not quite done with it yet. It's almost as tall as I am, but not quite. And so I'm still working on the green and pink. My granddaughter the other day, I was working with yellows, and she's like, not yellow, Nana, pink, because that's her favorite color now. And I'm like, I'm not going to trade the yellow out yet, honey. I've got to work with the yellow first, and then we'll get to the pink. She's like, no, not yellow, pink. So I think she'd be happy if she knew I was working with the pink and almost done with it now, but yeah. But
those updates are important
to
a 3-year-old.
Especially one that has discovered her favorite color.
Yeah, pink and yellow are a bit of a favorite. I'm just going to move the camera just a little bit. Right there. Okay, now we're a little bit better centered.
So, guess who has a haul?
Yeah, I have some things to share. So, to preface this real quick, I fell in love with having my project bags be canvas bags a long time ago. My mom did this to me where she had went to Hobby Lobby and she had found this sort of canvas bag. It's these little canvas bags with a zipper and they're just all encased. It's just that. It's just a little pouch. With this size, it's about, I can't tell you the dimensions. I threw away all the tags because, you know, me. These were $1.69 and they hold like sock knitting projects. You'll see all the projects I have in these, but like they're like such a average size project bag.
Yeah.
That is very underrated. And it's just like a Hobby Lobby pickup in the canvas section. And when I'm saying canvas section, I'm saying canvas section because I got it's a circular canvas tote bag that has a pocket in the front, like right here. It is a cinch tie at the top, but it's also a backpack.
It is fantastic.
It is holding all my current projects. So I can just throw everything into here, already pre-organized, and just have it everything. And I love that because I am just so obnoxiously having too many projects all at once.
You never know what you're gonna work on or want to work on at the time.
Well, yeah, I'm a bit of a mood crafter.
Yeah.
Just in general, or even a mood reader. But I'm dumping everything out, and that way it's easier for me to be able to get my show and tell going. There is more of a haul still here, but it's gonna be easier for me to show you the new items I have as I'm showing off what I have gotten done this week and what I've been started. So again, just to preface last week, I have continued to make more of these blocks for the Afghan I am making for my mother-in-law. And those are still steadily working forward. What I don't have to show with me today is I got some blocking mats, you know, those ones that kind of puzzle piece together. I got 4 of them to be able to start blocking these, and one of these is already pinned down, so I don't have that to show, but I did buy that as well.
So is that the second block then?
It's like, yeah, this, I think I'm actively on my 3rd block.
Okay.
So these yarns are pretty expensive, and you know, not that this one is cheap, because it's only $1 cheaper, but we were thinking, James and I, because this is for his mom, that it might be nice to, like, because we want to make most of the Afghan in this ombre of this Lion Brand Mandela Thick and Quick yarn, and this pattern is called Stairwell. This is the dye pattern, and it's beautiful, and I want to keep to that as much as possible. But for like bordering and possibly making just random blocks in the blanket itself for the Afghan that kind of separated out, we were thinking about trying to find something that was closely matched to one of these colors, and we found this one. It's gray. That's kind of similar to that gray freckled, and it really does look like it might match this gray right here.
Yeah.
And I might border with this to help me block. I'm not sure. We only bought one to see how it would work out. It is the Yarn Bee Uber Luxe Medium Gray, and it only cost us $7. I think it was on sale at our local Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
Yeah, Hobby Lobby. I don't know why I said that, but I will update you guys as to whether this worked the way that we're hoping that it will. But until then, we're just going to keep the tag, and if it really doesn't work well for this project, obviously we're not going to just invest a whole bunch into buying a whole bunch of these if it's not going to be. But that's the current progress with that one, and yeah, I have the current, and then again, this canvas bag is holding the current one that's being worked on.
Okay.
So it's just in this one actively being worked on. I have all that.
It's so nice to know that a zipper holds it all.
It's contained.
Yes.
It's not going to unravel. It's as is. And then, this one. During the week, I got a request from a friend that sister is an adult handicapped, mentally handicapped. So she's been handicapped her whole life. And now that she's an adult, some of the things that you would normally be able to find for her are not as readily available for her sort of sensitivities, and they are not exactly easily found without, you know, it being exclusive or something. And the idea was that she, because it's winter right now in Michigan for us, her hands have been getting really cold because she doesn't like the feel of putting mittens, or even like gloves and or mittens, even just these portion and sectioning out to try to get her to willfully put on even the little sleeve for the thumb was becoming too much and just too overwhelming. And so the idea was, baby mittens are generally those like just slip-ons. It's almost like a sock that doesn't have the heel for, so it's like a tube that's sewn together. And it's just called a baby mitten. And the idea was, could you make that? I'm so sorry, I keep shaking the camera when I'm putting my hands on the table. My bad. In an adult size. and I started working on it. And I would say I've got the gist of it. I'm making two of them, two pairs. Here, just a sec. Sorry, that's the... So what I did was I went and grabbed an old sweater. And
Sweatshirt?
Sweater.
Okay.
And this was the sleeve, so I literally put my hand up the sleeve where the cuff was, and I just kind of traced my hand out, and I made it form fit, and the little bit of give that I had, I am adding Velcro right here so that when she puts her sister's hand in here, she will be able to then Velcro it much more tighter and snug and comfortable, where it's not just going to slip off her easily, and she's able to just keep her hands in here. And I'm currently working on, I'm almost done with the first, and then I already have obviously the second pair already cut out. I just have to finish it up, and I'm just adding Velcro to it. So that's the idea. I was able to repurpose a sweater from Goodwill to get these mittens done. And again,
And you're going to make two pair for her.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's actively two pair right
Yeah.
here. Yeah, and obviously I'm just using regular Velcro that you can buy. Obviously I'm not following any sort of pattern. This was just the idea that my friend came up with to accommodate for her sister's needs, and so I'm just trying to execute it for her. And obviously just regular Velcro for fabric specifically that I was able to buy to be able to get this done as well. I've been doing all of this by hand just because I don't have my sewing machine on me right now, and because of that I was able to buy this as well. I do have all the general sewing kit stuff, but right now, like I said, there's a lot of change in my situation right now, and I'm just not in a position to be able to share it with you guys yet, but just a lot of change, and so I don't have all the things I normally have on me right now, and so I've just had to accommodate by buying, not necessarily cheap, but like I have to have portable versions of everything that I normally have available. And so I was able to get this at Walmart, and it's just a case that holds, I'm going to take some of my extra stuff of what I've added into it out, and it was just this really simple sewing kit that even had fabric scissors in there, and it just has everything that you need. And I've been very blessed because this was under 10 bucks, and I thought that wasn't bad. And I had bought extra pins so I could block the stuff, and yeah, so that's that. And all so far I'm not even done with what has been in that big canvas bag, but again, my glove project is now in a second canvas bag. I probably could fit this in here as well.
Well, look at that.
So even the sewing kit can fit in the canvas bag with just that project, and again, already organized. It's gonna sound so random. When I started the knitting project for the blanket, I was very inspired to do something for myself, and I've been really wanting to do a wearable. And of course I'm completely still doing the blanket. I'm still actively doing the blanket, actively buying material for it and stuff, and because I don't have all the yarn just readily available all the time, it sometimes is hard to stay motivated, because it's like at any point my motivation could run thin because I don't actually have all the materials for it. And I've gone into those dead ends, and I don't want to do that. I want to be able to give effort to these projects in a way where I'm actually still staying productive and using my energy wisely. And so I've been giving myself other things I can focus on at a time, and luckily the mitten one fell into my lap. But this one was one that I'm doing for myself. I've been wanting a wearable. I wanted to make myself a wearable. I wanted to make one last year, and I didn't have the attention span for it. It's just being real. I have an attention span for complex stuff, but not for me. And it's not saying that I don't want to make stuff for me, but I don't ever think about it.
Right.
it's always like an afterthought. Like I do that after, but when is the now? And I'm trying to live in a little bit more of a now. And I was on Pinterest as always. You know, me, Pinterest. It's where I get all my ideas. And I found a knitted sweater vest. That was a pretty simple pattern that I was able to then purchase the pattern for on Etsy. And I don't have my phone on me. It's on my jacket. I could show what it's supposed to look like. Should I go grab it? Sure. I'll be right back. My goodness, I'm not organized. Like, I try to be. I try to act like I'm organized with all my stuff organized, but me, organization is not exactly my formula.
There you go.
My bad, I'm sorry.
You can only organize so much, right? And we did just get back from doing errands, so.
Someone's trying to call me. I can call them back later. Alright, my bad everybody, I'm back. So I can just pull up the pattern actually, because it's already here, because I'm already still reading it. This has been a really interesting exercise, by the way. This is my first knitted wearable that I've been working on. So this is the sweater vest I'm making for myself. And it's really nice. And it's been a very good pattern to learn and stretch my capacity to read patterns with. Like, because it's not really that complex. Like, truly, not that complex, but it's new to me. What are you looking for?
Just keep going.
And I'll give a link to where you could buy this or even look at it from on Pinterest even. But I was able to get the back done already in this time. I started this Sunday. I bought it. I saw it. I bought it, and I already started on it, and I'm almost halfway, over halfway done with it. Yeah, my projects have been a very big coping mechanism recently. I don't know if you can tell. But again, I got another one of these canvas bags for this
Didn't
project.
you say there was only 3 left and you bought them all?
No, I just bought 3.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I would have bought the whole stack, but it would have been like 20 of them. And I didn't feel like that was fair. But I don't know if this is going to be simple to see. So I have the shoulders on this stitch holder. And this is again in knit, and I have the back done. No, this is the front. My bad, this is the front.
I'll be right back.
Okay, the front done. And I'm actively working on the back. And then the pattern will have me working on the neck and the arms ribbing in a circular needle once they've been, obviously, the front and back have been sewn together. So I'm actively working on the back piece, and by next week I should definitely have my first finished wearable. I might even be wearing it. We'll see, because I could wear this next week. It was really nice because when I was at Hobby Lobby, I was able to then pick up this little knitting kit where it has various versions of stitch holders, whether they're working on it or whether it be like what I was showing you, the one that holds the stitches in a much more secure way while you're working on the rest of the project. Different versions of stitch markers, and then it had 2 darning needles and a measuring tape. This thing was cheap, and I needed some of these items, and then I ended up finding this that ended up being much more economical because it had more for everything that I needed in a little case that I was able to put in my bag with my active work. And in there. And obviously, I have the things that I am currently working on, which is, obviously I grab these when I'm, going and just going to the living room, but I didn't have another one. And because this is the back side that I'm currently working on, I just have this with a ball of yarn and an opened canvas bag that my mom had given me. And all of this fits in this big canvas bag, simply, with a notepad, and it has my pens and stuff, and in one of the pouches. And it's just been, I don't know, it's just been really nice. It makes me feel like I'm organized, even if I'm compulsive with all the things I'm doing. At least I can keep it in order and keep it.
And you have everything you need in case you want to work on one or the other of it.
Now, this is not anything I'm doing anytime soon, but it's also part of the haul, so I brought it. My daughter, my 3-year-old daughter, who's currently fell in love with the color pink, we bought her 2 of these Yarn Bee Eternal Bliss Soft Pink yarn. It's at a size oh dear Lord, what is the size? It's a size 7 yarn, jumbo 7 yarn.
Just minutes.
And I have 2 of these, and so I'm hoping to be able to make something with them. Something nice for her, like maybe a little unicorn stuffy, or maybe a pillow, or a backpack. Just something that she's able to have, that she'll be able to have been a part of making it, because she got to choose the yarn, and then I'll let her choose what she wants to make with it, and then I will make it where she's able to watch it come to life. And then I can't wait for her to be able to have it. And so that's the last thing I have to share with you guys about my haul and this is a bag deflated, but to Hobby Lobby. I don't know, it's just really great. I love craft stores. They have some of the most unique things, and for projects where it's like you don't even think that these canvas bags are for your craft, because like this isn't in the yarn section.
No.
But it works perfectly when you actually realize how it works out to your benefit. My son just realized that we were in the living room and now wants to come visit us. We were trying to get him back over to, but yeah, so I've just got that kind of put back away. I'm sorry, it was a little rushed. We are hoping to have a little bit less rushed of a episode next week with some major finished projects on my end.
Right. And we're going to do the scripture now. So the scripture that we picked was, the Lord gives his people strength. The Lord blesses them with peace. And that's found in Psalm 29:11 in the New Living Translation. The Lord gives his people strength. The Lord blesses them with peace. So I think it's amazing that God gives us strength and he blesses us with peace. So
oh, do you see Papa?
My husband just walked in, and that is his Papa, his favorite person in the world.
You go see Papa for a minute while we finish the video. Go see Papa.
So
Hi, buddy.
the Lord gives his people strength. The Lord blesses them with peace. And strength and peace is everything that I've been hoping for lately. And being in hope for this year, that's what I'm claiming for this year, is the hope of the Lord, the strength of the Lord, the blessings of the Lord, the peace of the Lord.
I've been having a bit of a revelation on inner strength and inner peace as God is with us, like He's in our hearts and everything, and out of the well springs of our heart is where we are and where He resides if we let Him in.
Right.
And if we have Him in there, that's where we can find our inner strength and our inner peace. And that's not something that you find in the world, that's something that you find in you.
Right.
And that's something that I feel that I see is so wrong with people sometimes, is that they try to find strength or their peace or their purpose or anything. No, out in the world.
Yeah.
They try to find it out in the world when it's something that you have to carry with you and have and maintain and hold and build and protect.
Right.
And we're called to guard our hearts, and in our hearts we have those abilities to have inner strength and inner peace and all the things. And if the Lord gives us strength, and if the Lord blesses them with peace because He's residing in your heart, then you always have a wellspring to be able to draw from.
Right.
And there's some times that you're not going to be able to rely on people or the world around you to be able to give it to you. And you're never going to be able to have peace if you really are looking for it in an external way. And the only way that you'll be able to have it is with God, who gives it to you.
Right. Liberally.
Liberally.
Yes.
But you have to accept Him into your heart.
Yes.
And so it's just something I've been thinking about a lot.
Yeah.
Just, if you have God in your heart, and you have a relationship with Him that is not clouded by religion or the stigma or what a man says is God, but is interpreting God when it's not even God. Or God is able to show Himself real to you.
Yes.
And if He is with you, then the fruit of that would be being able to have strength and peace that come with you and alongside you, and something that you're able to rely on because He's with you all the time.
Yeah, and it passes understanding.
Yeah, it's not something that you can find just because you're looking to try to have these things in practice. You have to be able to know you have them, to be able to access them.
Yeah.
And so, if any of this is a little bit of like a conundrum or like it just kind of went right over your head, maybe I did not explain that well, I'm completely willing to maybe make my what I'm trying to say more condensed if you want to have a little bit more of a topic of that at all. With like sending an email or whatever to the email in our description or bio. We want to be able to share these small revelations, as we're not preachers and we're not theologians and we're not apologetics. It's not like we have any greater insight than anyone else, but if anyone wants to know God, there are ways of knowing Him, and a lot of the times the biggest lie is thinking that what you're looking for is outside of you. And I'm going to say this one more analogy before we close out. I keep thinking about that movie, The Bluebird, with Shirley Temple.
Yeah.
The movie is pretty much in black and white in most of it, until the very end, when all of a sudden it goes into color.
Yeah.
And the whole entire premise of the movie is that she is very ungrateful, and her attitude has her very sour because she's rightfully frustrated with her poverty and the circumstances of her life, as war is about to break out and there's a great amount of loss that she could sustain, and she's just bitter. And she feels that there's certain things that could give her happiness if she could just have the dead back, if she could just have everything at her fingertips, or if she could just even see what the future holds and prepare for it. And as these analogies, she walks through these analogies and she realizes that happiness is not even that. And they keep saying, look for the bluebird, happiness is like a bluebird, but she can't get over this bitterness until she realizes that she's coming back home without having found the bluebird, and she feels that she's let people down. But this perspective of like, I didn't find it in the past, I didn't find it in the future, I didn't find it, la-di-da-da. And all of a sudden, she wakes up, and this perspective has changed her ability to be grateful, and everything turns into color, and the bird that she had captured in the beginning of the movie ended up being the bluebird, and she realized she always had these had the happiness, but because of her attitude it was clouded. And there's some things that are choices that we can make, and there's things that we need to fix in here. We have to guard our hearts so hard because the enemy wants to be able to destroy those things, our strength, our peace. But God has innately given these things to us, and we can't just think that they're going to be so superficial as to be something that someone else can provide when we have a creator that has made sure that we always were built with it.
Yeah, that's perfect.
And
Yes.
if you accept him into your heart, he will be able to draw those things out and be able to help you see the things that he has gifted you to have.
Yeah.
Because he never wants you to be without the tools that he created you to be able to have just in your soul.
Exactly.
And so that's what I get out of that verse.
Yeah.
This is the things I've been thinking about during the week. I have more verses actually on that, as I actually listened to a sermon Sunday that was all about attitudes, and it was a really interesting study in it was like Hebrews or something, but I'd have to do that a different day. We really have to get going before my kids go haywire, or at least Caniel does. Sorry if it was rushed. We hope that these rushed videos don't come off as that we don't care to spend time with you guys. That
Right.
has nothing to do with it.
Right.
It's just that our lives have been very busy and we're still making time to be able to film. And that's still very important to us, but life has just been a little hectic, and so they are not as generous of times to be able to...
Right. And your comments and your likes and your watching our videos is very important to us too.
Oh my goodness, it's so encouraging. It's so encouraging. We love being able to see the interaction that we're able to have.
Yeah.
Because, for us, we're just filming in a kitchen. Like, we're filming in a dining room. Or before, we were filming in a craft room or in a living room. And it's just like... we're just talking to a camera.
Right.
About... And hoping that it reaches all of you. Because... we don't always have friends that appreciate the same things that we do, and it's nice to be able to have this ability to connect with people that
You're very important to us.
That share the same love of yarn and
we're happy to know
crafting and yes. So I'm excited because I know what I'm likely to gonna be having done by next week, and I'm hoping to be able to sport a new outfit for you.
Yeah.
And be able to have the gloves done, and much farther along on the blanket.
Yeah.
And I know that you're gonna have this blanket done and hopefully given
Right.
to the girls by Friday, right?
Right. So this is Wednesday. On Friday, I'm planning to give it to both girls.
Yeah, the blanket from last week, and
Yep,
this
and
one
this
will
one.
be done.
Yep.
And then you'll probably be on to another blanket.
Yes. I don't know which one it's going to be, but I will go into my stash and I will pick the colors, and that's all I need to do.
I love it. So we love you all. We will talk to you again next week with all of our projects, and we love to be able to know what you guys are working on.
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, and if it's cold in your January, like, this is January for us, and our Januaries are generally cold because we live in Michigan.
Yeah.
What are you guys doing in your part of the
Wherever
world?
you live. Yeah.
Yeah, your part of the world. What's the weather, and what is your projects for what you're doing in the beginning of the year? Because I know that people that live in warmer climates, there's what they start on projects for the beginning of the year is completely different. Like I'm making
Yeah.
something that's much more of a winter garment. And
And
it's
I'm
and
doing
blankets,
blankets,
and
so-
it's like and I'm making mittens, I'm making a blanket too. So it's
Yep.
like, what are your projects for your January, where you live, based on weather or just what are you doing for the start of the year? So that's my questions. Hopefully you'll have those answers by next week. But obviously, whatever you want to say to us, we're excited to hear.
Yeah, we'll see you next Friday.
Yeah, we're not just, my goodness, I feel so discombobulated. I'm so sorry. We love you all. We hope that we have been able to be of good fellowship for you guys wherever you are. And until next time, we hope that you stitch your way
To mental health.